Hey guys, in this video it will be a little bit different. So in this video, I'll talk about how to avoid the burnout and some of the things that I've learned having my own burnouts as entrepreneur. And this video specifically will apply to people who are already successful entrepreneurs, but they're facing some kind of burnouts or pretty much getting to this point. If you're an entrepreneur and if you had a burnout, you know exactly what I mean. And what I'll cover in this video is basically how to avoid this, how to make sure it doesn't happen, and how to make sure your productivity is as high as possible at any given point in your life. So why people have the burnout, right? So burnout typically happens, from my observation, for a few reasons. So one of them is basically your team is not structured properly, right? So for example, team, right? So it's basically your team, or there are some people, there are some weak links in your team that are not doing the work that needs to be done, or basically some people that are bottlenecks in the whole process. Or if you're maybe you're just starting out, then it could be you, right? That's the bottleneck of the whole process, and pretty much you are kind of you're putting too many things. You want to make many things happen, right? And you simply don't have the capacity to make those things happen. So pretty much you have to hire good people, right? And obviously hiring good people, it's it's huge topic, right? But pretty much it comes down to this, because if you're doing things that you don't enjoy, or you're doing too many different things, then it will come to the point where it's simply you're burning out and you're frustrated and you don't want to do those things. So which leads me to the second point, which is focus, right? So if you're doing, let's say, 20 different things at the same time, right? And all of them, obviously, let's say you lead 10 or 20 different projects, then obviously all of those projects, or let's say dropshipping, let's say e-commerce as example, all of those projects will pretty much dilute your focus, right? And you only have so much energy at any given point. And if you kind of dilute your energy here, there, then pretty much you'll be drained, right? And if you so these are very interconnected, right? So these are very interconnected, because if you don't have these, if you don't have a good team that kind of so you can focus on things that make the most impact, and your team does the rest of it, and then if you don't have focus on few things that make the biggest impact on your business, then pretty much you'll get to this point where you'll be burn out. And so that's the same stuff that I had experience with, where I tried to do too many things by myself, and we had wrong team members in place in our company, so we couldn't get things done, and I was getting frustrated because of it. And suddenly, it's gradually, it's getting to the point where it's you don't want to go, you don't want to go to work, you don't want to get anything done, because it's just so frustrating. So the third part here is the health, right? So health is it's my Slack. Basically health is another thing that has a huge impact on burning out. For example, if you're sleep deprived, if you don't sleep sufficient amount of hours, typically 7 to 9 hours for average person is sufficient. I use Oura Ring. So Oura Ring basically allows you to track the sleep, how much you're sleeping, how is the quality of your sleep. So I'll cover some of those things in another video. Then eating healthy, right? For example, if you eat a lot of sugary food, if you eat a lot of low quality meat, basically if you're not eating clean, then it will also, it's people who are like it's kind of like all very interconnected. For example, people who eat bad food, they are depressed because that's the food causing that, right? And because they're depressed, they want to eat more, right? To kind of like make that depression go away. They just fill their time with eating again, right? So they're eating, so that's why there's so many like overweight people. So eating clean, right? So there are a few aspects to it, right? So eating clean, it's very simple actually, right? It's like just few elements: sleeping well, right? Or using like something like Oura ring to measure it, and then exercising, right? So that's very helpful. These two are even like eating clean and sleeping, probably the most important. Exercising is also very important, but at least you have to get these two dialed in. And it doesn't take a lot of time to, to sleep well. Like you just schedule your calendar. So it's like after a specific time, you just go sleep. And if you're in the position where it's kind of like you feel like maybe you want to monitor your ads, right? Maybe you want to you cannot leave your ads because you want to monitor and you want to keep them monitor, shut them down if needed, right? So if you're in that position, then you have the team problem, right? So again, these three are very interconnected, right? And if you want to be consistently productive, if you want to consistently produce and build amazing business, then you have to get all of these three under control. So probably the first priority would be the health, right? So because if you're healthy, you're thinking straight, and then it will be easier for you to focus, right? And if you know how to focus, then you know exactly what team members do you want to attract to your team. So all of these interconnected, but health at the end of the day, it is the most important part. So a lot of people neglect this. A lot of people, especially in our industry, it's all about the advertising and how to advertise more efficiently, more profitably, which is obviously the important part of it. But then basically all of these are tremendously important. If you don't have these, then probably advertising would be somewhere on top, right? So it's one little tactic that goes into building your business. So advertising, you cannot put advertising here and on it build a foundation for your business. It's not how it works. So you have to take care of your health, and you have to take care on another side, if you advertise profitably, then you can hire good team members so you can focus more. But if you're not healthy, if you don't feel well, then pretty much no amount of money will make you happy. So this is it, guys. This is basically how to avoid the burnout, some of the mistakes that I've made, and pretty much it's very simple. It's very simple formula. Focus on these, eating clean, sleeping, exercising. Then keep focused on few key projects, or even one project ideally. Sometimes it's few, for most entrepreneurs, because we want to always be creating stuff and building stuff, but at least few, not too many different projects, and building great teams so you can so that focus can be reinforced and you can build amazing things. And obviously there is some advertising on top of it. There's if you have all of these, then figuring out advertising or new advertising platform or new business model will not be difficult once you have all of this in place. So this is it, guys. This was not typical video that you would see on my channel. Typically I talk about the advertising, e-commerce, drop shipping, how to scale your business profitably with advertising, but these are tremendously important. And thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know in the comments, or maybe some topics you want me to cover in next videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you get more videos like this. And thank you for watching, guys.